Joanna, the little-known Nigeria, the Kaduna-born, 18 years old football star that has just been signed by uh, Brighton and Hove Albion, is really making waves and has been trending all over the internet for the past weeks. And yeah, it was just so amazing how the story of the young lad just within less than a year just turned around and is now become the most talked about football star that have ever come out of Nigeria and have ever come out of yeah Kaduna and the football academy came from. And the most shocking thing is that this boy hasn't even played in the Nigerian Professional League. He was just still grinding and grinding in the academy over there in Kaduna, where, of course, he was even not that exposed to top class or state of the art facilities. Still, like playing street football and yes, though for several years, all through the 2023, 2024, before he was finally discovered 2024, 2025 to be precise, he has been rejected even by the Nigerian scout that also scouted for player for the Nigerian under 17 various competition, and of course scout from overseas also have come and they have looked at him and rejected him for one reason or the other, particularly when the Nigerian that were preparing for the under 17 competition back then saw him and criticized him for his physical stature and appearance, and that, of course, didn't deter the young boy, and he still kept on working and grinding. According to the president of the academy, yeah, he wouldn't hold back from coming to training as early as possible, and also in the morning and also in the evening. So he kept on grinding all up until the day the scout that finally scouted him for AIK Stockholm in Sweden saw him, and they couldn't hold back because, of course, like I said, he was not the only scout there on that day. But seeing this young lad, he knew that if he had wasted time, maybe some other scouts would have spotted him, and that was what I've also been, and he would have also lost out from the opportunity. So he quickly called the CEO of the club that he is scouting for, which is AIK Stockholm in Sweden, and even bet his own career, his own job, and put it on the line, securing and guaranteeing and assuring the president that you have to pull the string now, because if he doesn't do anything, this opportunity might pass you by. And I bet you, if this guy doesn't deliver, you can as well terminate my contract as a scout with your club. So that was how every other thing at that very moment started taking place. Of course, immediately the pictures and the evidence all over on the internet. Immediately, everything just happened just within a twinkle of an eye. And that's how the little known Zodak Johanna was even boarded in a private jet. You can't believe it. A boy that I've not even dreamed of even maybe going to the airport was a chartered private jet was brought down to take him immediately after all the paperwork and everything has been done with his academy. And of course, they paid about 500 and something to 700,000 euros for the transfer from the academy that he was playing to back then to Sweden, where he spent less than a year now before the Brighton and Hove Albion came calling. And of course, they were not the only one when after about some months up to about a year after he has been with the AIK Stockholm and has delivered, scoring a couple of beautiful goals that has been tagged as comparison and compared to the likes of Lamine Yamal's goal. And of course, all that didn't go unnoticed by big club, even up to Arsenal and Newcastle. We are also tussling for his signature. Of course, finally, to cut long story short, that was how Brighton and Hove Albion pulled the string and finally signed him. Of course, he has had the dream of playing for Brighton and Hove as a young boy. Of course, he has been following also Premiership games, and he has discovered that Brighton and Hove is the best place for him to be able to develop. And that was how he made that choice. And today his history is now officially a player in the Brighton and Hove Brighton and Hove squad. And next season we'll be seeing these very young guys shine like shining star. And of course, he was signed in the region of about 20 something million pounds, making him the second highest under 20, second highest and most expensive under 20 player in Nigeria history, after another guy that made the move from Monaco to something now, something like that, that made the move to Al Nassr in Saudi. Of course, that was the reason why that guy personally was even more expensive than this young guy, because that guy not much has been heard of him or known about him or exploit as a footballer. Then of course we also have Mikel Obi, that has been most expensive under 20 young player in Nigeria history. Of course, this signing of Sodak Johanna in the Premiership with Brighton and Hove Albion is going to be a thing that will also attract a whole lot of support for the club, because, of course, the fact that he's a Nigerian, which we have seen in the history, how even the signing of Kanu Nwankwo back then with Arsenal made Arsenal become a household name in Nigeria. And, of course, that of Mikel Obi made Chelsea a household name in Nigeria. And this is also it again. It's already in the move with Brighton and Eindhoven. And of course, he also, because of his extraordinary talent, was able to make it to this very level in the Premiership and have a work permit, though he has not even had percentage of play, according to their law, percentage of play for the Nigerian national side. But because of his extraordinary talent, that was the condition that made it possible for him to be able to sign professional contract immediately. So, guys, this is the situation for this young lad, and watch him well in this new career. And of course, parents and everybody is happy. You can see back home in where the village he came from, celebration is like the victory is not just for him and his family, it's for his whole community as a whole. So, guys, we wish this guy, prosperous career in this new fit and this new challenge that he has found, and let him continue to be fit and injury free, so that he can be able to develop and become and also I added a plus to the Nigerian national senior team that has been doing exploit also not too long ago with new invitees of players. So, guys, like, share, and leave your comment. Let me know what you think in the comment section. Thank you.